everybody, welcome back to Absolutely. I'm Dylan, that's Hassan, that is Sal, and today we are doing our classic, every Marvel slash DC, whatever movie that has Easter eggs in it, Easter egg game. If you haven't been here before, what we like to do is we like to look at listicles from various websites that claim that they have all the greatest Easter eggs, and then we discern whether or not those are Easter eggs, or if they're just like references or just things that are in the movie.
Yeah, which of course they are. They're never Easter eggs.
No. Most of the time, they're just nonsense. So
yeah.
Today, we have a list from Complex. What is it called? It's the 33 Thor Love and Thunder Easter eggs. Oh, this is about Thor, but I don't think I mentioned that. 33 Thor Love and Thunder Easter eggs and references you might have missed, plus the end credit scene. So obviously spoilers for the movie.
Yes.
So, number one.
So the first one, right off the bat, nailed
Nonsense.
it. There's a voiceover. Yep.
Yeah,
Korg gives a voiceover. Easter egg.
Hey guys,
Confirmed.
today I'll play the devil's advocate. I think a voiceover being an Easter egg is a fair thing. It's obviously hidden. You know, it's not really thrown in your face. It's a nice little nuanced nod to Thor Ragnarok, where Korg is from.
This isn't even a reference or anything, because there's a little blurb here that... Okay, so they're claiming that it's a reference to the previous Thor movies because the other three started with a voiceover also, according to this list.
Oh.
So
Sure.
I can't confirm that. I don't know the other Thor movies off anywhere at the top of my head.
I don't recall that.
They're also not like, well, they're not all done by Korg, so it's not like this was like our Easter egg to itself.
No.
Whatever.
Like, this could be a reference if he was doing it like, what's the guy from Ant-Man? That guy, in the style of that guy. No.
Oh my gosh, Michael Pena or whatever. I don't know what his...
Michael Pena's character.
Oh, Michael Pena.
Yeah, I don't know what his... Luis,
yeah.
Luis, that's right. Okay.
That would be funny. I would have paid good money for... I mean, I love Korg too, but just to open with like
there's this thing that goes around that, like, apparently Kevin Feige said that there is a version of Michael Pena's recapping the entire MCU up to Endgame in that style.
Yeah, but it was shown to like the cast or something. I'm like, what? What
Yeah,
are you sitting on that for? Like,
right.
Can you imagine, like, 2027, Feige's like, ladies and gentlemen, the Luis recap of that phase from, like, fucking 10 years ago.
Nobody cares
like,
about it anymore.
Oh, are you kidding? In 10 years from now, I'll still care about that.
I would like to see it. But it would be more
so
like,
incredible.
I'd watch it on my phone and be like,
headlines.
neat, okay, hilarious, you know?
That would have been an awesome way to a little like, hey, you can go. They should just milk it because we would have paid for it. Just say, hey, you could go in theaters, spend $17 on a movie ticket, and then you'll have to just watch this 10-minute review of all the movies that have happened.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have done it.
I don't know why they don't just throw it up on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's like a whole like Marvel short. You know what they should do? They should throw it at the end of Eternals 2. That way people will go see it.
Oh boy. Talking about Eternals 2.
Moving on to number two.
The Groot Hammer grows roots. Yeah, that's kind of neat.
That's not what it's called.
Well, it's called the Groot Hammer as well because, you know, it's an Easter egg for how it was made of Groot's arm. Therefore, it is still Groot. I don't think you're really understanding this list, Dylan.
Yeah, man. And neither does the list because it's very fast and loose. This, I think this is a real conundrum and I don't care for it whatsoever. It's just really more of a nitpick of Thor Love and Thunder, which is, am I going to get another Groot if I plant if I plant Stormbreaker?
If it stays there long enough?
Is that Groot going to be an Asgardian Groot? Like, is he going to be stupidly powerful?
Right, he should be. He should be, like, infused with, you know, the Bifrost or something. He'll be like Rainbow Groot.
Maybe it's like Groot's, so any limbs of Groot's still have, like, a nervous system, but they don't have a brain, so it won't be sentient Groot. But
and then our Groot can, like, harvest it for parts.
Yeah, of course.
Like in the
Maybe that's how Groot makes children. Wasn't there some comic book where Groot like spawns like a bunch of small ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a
fun.
thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing. That's a thing we can all deal with.
Yep.
This is not an
Number
Easter egg.
3. Enya is in the movie.
Moving on.
In terms of they play some Enya. Moving on, number 4, the Necrosword. That's an actual Easter egg. In as much as it's a reference.
Sure.
I guess.
Part of the character. I think a real Easter egg with this would be to reference Venom in some way because it is a symbiote. Right, which they don't at all. But that's a little known fact about the Necrosword.
Bit unremarkable looking. Which
yeah, it's really boring, right?
Yeah, my wife and I had a little bit of a contention with that because I was like, pretty lame. Like it looks like it came off the shelf at any, you know,
like at medieval
Comic-Con.
times.
Right, in medieval times. My wife was like, I like it because it's unassuming. You know, it's just like it's
I think that was
seemingly
the
just
point.
a sword, but
Yeah.
it has all this power within it. I'm like, that's a cool. I get it. Like, I have a respect game, but at the same time, it's supposed to be made of symbiotes and stuff,
Right, which is so
Yeah.
much cooler.
which is way better.
That's fair. That's fair. And I'll say that, like, you know, Christian Bale definitely has a little bit of transformation, but he goes from creepy looking alien dude to creepy looking evil alien dude. You
Evil
know,
dude.
so
Slightly paler alien dude.
which, you know,
Right.
they talked about it originally. They thought about removing his nose to make him look more like Gore, and then they're like, "Oh no, we've created Voldemort. We can't do that again."
I can imagine
So-
them looking at it and going, "Oh no, it's just Voldemort." All right, never mind.
Yeah,
Give him
They had every
Tentacles.
intention of doing it.
What
But
if-
yeah,
But I don't think
do
it
you-
can be an
Smart.
Easter egg. I think that's a ridiculous
No.
sentence for an Easter egg. An
Totally.
Easter egg is not an object used in movie.
Right.
No.
Yeah, no. So number 6 is an Easter egg. 'Cause number 5, they use Guns N' Roses in the movie. Fart. Number 6, Strongest Avenger. Thor has a hat on that says Strongest Avenger.
there you
Clearly
go.
he made
That's
it
a
himself.
classic Easter egg.
That's an Easter egg. That's a reference point that you wouldn't otherwise notice that calls back to something else. Oh, Complex knows what the definition of an Easter egg is. Way to go.
Good for you.
And you can
Nailed
buy
it.
the official version of the shirt in number 7. 7 is called Thor shirt. The design of Thor's T-shirt during the opening fight is a depiction of. I'm not gonna.
Idrisil?
But yeah, Thor's shirt. You can buy it. That's what it's saying. It's an Easter egg for a shirt that you
Oh,
can
is
buy.
that
That's an
you said?
ad.
Is this an Amazon affiliate link? I wonder if I can.
Yeah, you
figure that
gotta
out.
be. There's no
Gotta
way that it isn't. And also, it's not an Easter egg. That's an ad.
I
Easter
think
egg.
it is. I think this is an affiliate link. Okay,
That's
Complex, get your bag.
All right.
Hey, at least they didn't make each section of this list, like each point, a different page that you have to click
Oh,
to.
yeah.
That-
oh,
Give them
Crazy.
credit there.
That's true. All right.
number 8.
Two
Yep.
goats screaming. Or
Yeah.
two screaming goats.
Is this an
In-
Easter egg? Because I feel like this is like, so they're saying that the goat screaming is a reference to like a meme,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
Taylor
it is.
Swift.
It's a
meme
Taylor
from, like,
Swift
10
song,
years
and
ago.
yeah, they played it for Taika because it does sound like immediately when I was in the movie, I thought it sounded like that
Yeah,
too.
same.
And then Taika's like, "That's the reference! Oh my god, that's it! That's the video!" Because it was apparently like done in like a spread where they came up with a joke, and then he was shown a lot of clips like in a montage, not like here's this video by this person, here's this, it's whatever. So he heard that, he goes, "That's the sound. We got to use that," and then they put it in the movie, and then he forgot.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a fun Taylor Swift video. It's a funny video. I liked it when I was a young man.
Yeah, I liked it in
Yeah, I liked
2014
it.
too. It was hilarious.
Right.
I also loved seeing them make "What Are Those" references in Black Panther and hearing the
Yeah.
collective groan come out of the
Now,
entire theater on
that
opening
one
night.
was ridiculous because it's like Black Panther came out in 2018, right?
right.
It was.
What
it
are
was
those
so
was-
dead. It was so stale.
It happened in 2015 or 2014, and it was
Right.
relevant
Which
for
is an
8 years. A year.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
why, you know.
But that's
you know.
when the Screaming Goats came out too. It's older.
Yeah,
Then
but
what are
that's not
those?
like-
Now we've progressed
But
time
that's
further.
like-
Also,
I-
I'm not defending the Screaming Goats. I hate them.
All right, good.
I will hate myself to the end of my days. I laughed every time they were on screen. It was so stupid. It was
I
just
like
so
the-
stupid. I loved it.
The first time, because I made a tweet that said this was one of the few jokes or many jokes in the movie that made me look around to see if I was on a hidden camera prank show.
Yeah.
And that was just like I laughed a little bit the first time it happened, and then it kept happening, and I was like, wait
Yeah.
a minute.
So you
Huh?
just described the movie. Because
Yeah.
that's what happened. It's just
Well,
like,
I-
oh, that's
You know,
a
it's
joke.
comedy, it's subjective, but
Yeah.
I
yeah.
genuinely I enjoyed it, and I think "What Are Those" is clearly a reference to one joke and a literal meme that like nobody was doing like goat screaming videos on YouTube
No.
or Vine at the time. They weren't like
No.
I'm like the Taylor Swift goat. Ah! It was just
Right.
a video that happened and existed.
Yeah,
People
that's
did
true.
do "What Are Those" and would walk up to various people, and it was a stupid trend across the board.
horrible.
But yeah, it just I didn't like it, but I laughed every time it happened. And then like when they have to like take take the ship, and that they're the ones like at the front of the ship was the funniest thing ever. It was so stupid. I love that. I think
fair.
I responded to your tweet when you tweeted that out, Dylan. I think I put a comment underneath
loved
that I
it.
laughed at it every time.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, so number
Okay,
nine, the
The
Foster,
Foster
theory.
theory. What does this mean?
I think she has like
It's about
a
her book?
theory. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she-
no, I just read the paragraph. This is not an Easter egg. This is just a thing that happens in the movie.
This is
that
a
they're saying.
literal plot point. Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Cool.
just saying
Number
Jane
10.
Foster has a book in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't
Okay.
believe number 10. This is just more like nitpicking about the movie, but like in number 10 where they're like, she's like, did you ever see Event Horizon or Interstellar? Because this thing I'm about to explain to you
Jane
is
says
from
that.
those movies. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Because every time you do it, I think, hey, that's the explanation from Event Horizon or Interstellar. But then they did it in the movie, and it's like, wow.
They sure did.
Calling attention to it is the same thing as just not doing it.
I thought it was
That's
funny,
fair.
but I'm the only person.
I appreciated
It
that at
didn't
least
bother
they
me.
put a
That
hat
one
on
didn't
it, but
bother
at the
me.
same time, I was like, you know what? I really appreciated that they referenced Event Horizon because Event Horizon
That's
did
fair.
beat Interstellar in punching a pencil through a folded piece of paper, and that movie's ridiculous and not exactly like a movie everybody's seen.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
Moving
number
on to
11. Nothing. Darcy was in the movie.
and Dr. Selvig are back. So
People
just
are back.
They are technically in the
characters.
movie.
I think
and
I
except-
I'll take cameos on a list like this. I will
Yeah.
take a cameo. It's not exactly an
cameo,
Easter egg, but
I feel like a cameo would have to have been Ant-Man is in this movie or referenced in this movie. The
Yeah. I mean,
they're
Infinity
characters.
Cones is
These
is
are
something.
supporting characters in the Thor franchise.
characters
fair.
return to a movie a franchise they've been
yeah,
a
but
part
they've
of
been in
since
other
right?
things now.
Yeah.
You see, they're
no,
bigger
Darcy
than Thor.
is a cameo in WandaVision.
yeah.
no.
That's
Yes.
the cameo.
Well,
Did
according
anybody
to
else in your
Benny-
theater,
According
Yeah.
to Benny, Darcy started in WandaVision and was never in any of the Thor
Oh,
movies 'cause
okay.
he
This-
forgot. So
That can't be a thing.
This
did
is a
anybody else in
cameo.
your theater applaud when Darcy appeared on screen?
No,
Because mine
thank
did.
God.
Mine did.
And I was like, what? It's just Kat Dennings.
People
She's
really
in
like
these
Roll on a
movies.
set.
People love Kat Dennings. Okay, we've
great.
grown to an era, and we
Don't
nothing
clap.
wrong with Kat Dennings. I was a fan, and she's in a good.
She's in
1
Two Broke
minute.
Girls. Yeah. She's in 1 minute of this
15
movie.
seconds of the movie.
Yeah. Tourist Trap, number 12.
It's not like an Easter egg. It's simply.
No, it's
a-
more just
a plot point.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just like a sad plot point.
Yeah. Number
About the
13 is,
movie.
though.
Yeah.
An Easter egg? Infinity cones.
Infinity Cones, which Taika in a blooper reel, or not a blooper reel, on like a BTS thing was like, maybe you'll be seeing one of these in a place real soon. I have little to no doubt that at Avengers Campus they will put an Infinity Cones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That was
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
advertisement for
It's gonna be awesome.
Disney World.
Right? Who doesn't want to spend $47 on a cone of ice cream?
Yeah.
I
it
saw
come in a
somebody who was
gauntlet?
like, "Isn't it problematic that they made infinity cones? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
probably.
saw somebody that was like, "It's time, get your 9/11 ice cream over here." Or something. I was like, "Dude, no, you can't
That's
do
the
this."
thing, right? Because like I saw people complaining about that, and like the common argument against that is like, well, the Infinity Gauntlet is what's on display, not Thanos, and the Infinity
Right.
Gauntlet is what killed everyone, but also what brought everyone back.
Yeah.
So, but still, you're going into an ice cream shop and being reminded of like the most tragic event in history.
right?
The entire
Hey, Grandpa,
movie.
remember when you were snapped out of existence? Let's get some ice cream from the place that honors it.
Yeah.
Great.
I thought it was. I sadly also thought that was really funny. Man, I'm feeling like I have such lowbrow humor.
I could barely see it, honestly. When I was in the theater, I'm like, "Is that what the hell?" I see the gauntlet. Like, it seemed really. Why is it in Asgard? You know, like it.
Yeah.
It's only in
The whole
Asgard
tourist
because
thing, it was
Yeah.
weird to me. Like it felt like especially after I think maybe the night before or no later that night. So it was on later that night. I was gonna watch the finale of The Boys. So it was slightly on my mind. And then I see this where it's like it's weird that like this is something The Boys would do and then make fun of it.
right.
in
Right.
this, in
This
this
is just-
movie,
I
it's
would
just
say
like look at this.
Yeah.
A lot of people had issue and took issue with like Asgard being a theme park, whatever, and I thought it made sense. It's like, hey, we need to have some way to get money now. We're a brand new
Yeah.
people. We
Import,
obviously didn't
export.
bring any of
Sure.
the
Yeah.
wealth of the 9 realms with us. So we're just here.
Right.
So I don't know. It was funny, and it would be one thing if if the people looked miserable and they were trying to do some social commentary. The Asgardian people
Yeah.
seemed to enjoy it, and they still had their like little town that was separate of it, kind of thing. They're like, here's the touristy area, here's the town.
Yeah.
It's not like if you go to Rivera Maya in Mexico, where you can go visit Chichen Itza, like those beautiful like Mayan pyramids and stuff.
Yeah.
You can tour and meet a real Mayan family. And you basically just go into some impoverished person's home and just like walk around and look at things. And they, I'm not kidding. It was a thing that my parents had me do when I was a kid. And looking back, I was like, dude, I have the picture somewhere of me and this little Mayan kid sitting on a hammock together. And I'm like, this is your bed. This is really not okay for me to be here like this. It sucks. But
so
at least
bizarre.
it's not. Yeah, it is. I shouldn't have brought that up here.
I felt it. I felt you being like, yeah, it is. That was cake.
Maybe, yeah. Well, but I think New Asgard felt better put together than that. I think
less sad.
It was less sad.
I think it's my main issue with it is it's just one of many underdeveloped plot points in this movie.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
That no one will ever touch again.
Right.
No, of course not. It's like the MCU's been doing this a lot in Phase 4, where it's like Rogers the Musical. It's like all of this like set dressing, where it's like not really important, but it's just like world building to say like, hey, the greater universe around these heroes is now aware of like everything, but they don't really like dive into it. Like Scott Lang's podcast, like Rogers the Musical.
Well,
they Tourist Trap.
Through New Asgard, they introduced a really interesting thing of like alien children now live amongst regular children on Earth. Like maybe just in New Asgard, but that is accepted. And going into our next arc, you know, we own the rights to mutants now, so maybe we'll be pulling out some mutants, and it's like they are not accepted in society and they're hated by everyone. So we're gonna see how they turn it. But moving on to the next one, because I forgot that we're still doing this list thing.
Yep.
Right.
Number 14.
Old Spice commercial. Another ad.
That's a reference to an ad
inside of the movie.
I would say that if you've seen the, it's like a one-to-one recreation of an Old Spice ad. You could make a stretch that this is an Easter egg.
Yes, that's fair. 15
is an Easter egg, and a fantastic one is that the Team Thor. So if you guys don't remember, between the filming of Civil War and
catch this.
Between the filming of Civil War and Thor Ragnarok, they did these little shorts on YouTube, which was Thor living in Sydney, Australia with his roommate Daryl. And it's one of the funniest things. And it turns out, Taika talked about it later, they filmed that before they filmed Ragnarok. They had so much fun doing that, like that being the setup. They're like, why don't we just take this with us into the movie? And that's where like the real intense comedy of Thor was born. It was from this little bit. And it's really funny. There's like Mark Ruffalo's in this too. And he's just, Thor's like jealous and upset that he wasn't invited to the Civil War. He's like, hey, you've been getting a call from Tony or Steve? And he's like, yeah, they won't stop blowing up my phone. I don't know what's going on. Goes, well, yes, they sent me a couple of the electronic letters, you know. He was really jealous of it. And his roommate Daryl is in it, and it's super funny because Thor would like leave Mjolnir on the toilet as like a prank, so he can't use the bathroom and stuff like that. And then they brought Daryl into the main MCU, which really made me happy. I was laughing really hard at that.
Yeah, I agree. At first second, I'm like, is that Daryl? Like, it was one of those moments where I'm like, I don't know. There's so much crap happening. I'm like, is that Infinity?
Yeah,
is
there's
that
a lot
Daryl?
going on.
Okay.
I didn't catch this one,
but I'm glad Daryl's in it. This is just a joke. Number 16. Thor finally does have a phone, and he does have contacts in it, including Nick Fury.
Apparently also a reference to the Team Thor shorts.
It was, because you get to see all of his contacts lists. It's funny.
That's right. That's
gotcha.
right.
So that's an Easter egg, sure.
Yep. Number 17, the theater troupe is back from Asgard.
I love it so much. That was that always makes me laugh. Matt Damon and Luke Hemsworth. I love that the other Hemsworth gets to have his time in the spotlight.
I know. It's amazing.
This is just wrong. It says here Melissa McCarthy debuts as an Asgardian actress portraying Sif. She plays Hela.
No, she plays Hela. Just
this
wrong.
Is just incorrect.
Hey, incorrect. Complex, you're canceled. I'm going to take the keys to your store.
Done.
I own Complex now.
You know, speaking of which, number 18 though, Sif is back. Another supporting character from the mythos is in it. Cameo time. No, she's in the
wish
movie
it like in this blurb said Sif returns as a cameo in this movie after her debut in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was in like 2 episodes of that show.
Wasn't that? Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a fun tease. I remember thinking like, oh man, if Sif can be in this, what could happen next? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Oh my god, that bit was so funny to me though. Like I don't know why. Like at first I wasn't happy because I love Jamie Alexander and I like Sif as a character. Way back in the day when they first were doing like Wonder Woman, they hadn't cast her. I was like, oh, she's my Wonder Woman for sure. And now it's Gal, so that's whatever.
Yeah, that's fun.
But this when her arm is severed, and this is supposed to be the end of the movie, and you get to see Natalie Portman, you get to see Jane and Heimdall in Valhalla. They're like, missed opportunity for Taika's dumbass to have a floating hand, and it'd be Sif's floating hand in Valhalla. He's like, so maybe your hand would be in Valhalla, but you have to die in battle. Like, oh shit!
I'm sure that was there.
Yeah, it's
somewhere.
Right.
I feel like we're gonna see Valhalla again, and then it's just we'll have that little reference. That's Sif's song.
Yeah, they'll call back to it. I guess they just didn't want to deflate the tension for that one specific scene, even though
as opposed to every other specific scene.
Right.
Number 19.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
There's a scene. Asad Ribik's art is lifted from the page and put into the movie. Yes.
Cool.
It was great. I hope Ribik got a check. I bet he didn't.
Probably not. But you know, that's how it goes at corporate Marvel land. They own the art. Don't ask.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Astrid changes his name to Axel. Yes, that's a reference to Guns N' Roses, which is also an Easter egg according to Complex.
I don't think that could be plot points aren't Easter eggs.
Easter egg.
No, they're not.
No,
they are not. Nope.
Neither
is 21.
Dude, 21. Hey guys, it's an Easter egg for the movie. 21 says LGBTQ plus representation.
I guess, okay, here's what I'll say. This could be her, Valkyrie, kissing the hand of that one random Zeus lady could be an Easter egg to the Comic-Con reveal where she says that Valkyrie will be finding her queen. It's not.
No.
That was just
that
Tessa
would also
Thompson
be
being
stupid.
horny on set. She was like, I'm gonna hello. She probably wouldn't give her a
They
call
just happened to
afterwards.
catch
She's
it on
Tessa.
camera.
Absolutely.
Like, wow, throw
I mean,
that
during
in.
the filming of this movie, I believe Tessa was preoccupied in her throuple, which is amazing. That's public, by the way. That's not like a weird tabloid thing. Her, Taika Waititi, and Rita Ora were all in a little relationship during the filming of this, which is
good for them.
It's Taika, dude. It's like that. Oh, man, that guy. I love Taika Waititi. But yeah, it's clear. I don't like that who at Complex, like there's other news outlets that I could maybe give them to. Complex writing LGBTQ plus representation as an Easter egg really just feels so gross. It feels so stupid.
Lame.
Skeevy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 22 though is Bast is in the movie. I was confused about that whole God
tough.
sequence. I'm just like, because I see Bast as a cat. So I'm like, oh, it was a person dressed as a cat. Okay. Yeah. So I missed them, but I was like, but yeah, when I was like, hey, how come Bast wasn't in it? They were like, oh, Bast was in it. Here's all the comments. I'm like, okay, right on.
Oh, Bast was in it. Okay, I completely missed them.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't really. I was kind of looking at the crowd for like, are there gods here? That would be a perfect opportunity to like tie Moon Knight into the larger
right. Put Khonshu in there or no.
Right. No.
Also,
they don't have plans like that.
We very much established that gods are aliens early on, like with Thor, and then Khonshu happens, and then this movie happens, and it's like, oh, gods are gods.
Right. Some of them. Some of
them are gods. Some of them are aliens.
We want them to be.
That I mean that's not a problem specific to the MCU though. That is in the comics as well, because in these Thor runs, like especially with Jane's stuff, they deal a lot with like the Council of Gods and stuff. And it is for the most part just aliens that decide that they're gods, but also they get power through prayer. So there's like, there's a degree of whatever to it, but Marvel's confusing, so who cares?
23 Dionysius is in it. Yep. He's a character.
Yep.
I guess
this is
cool.
Hey, huge Easter egg, actually an Easter egg, 24. God of dumplings.
I was like, oh my god, is that the Bao reference?
That was so funny. I actually like. I was like,
not seen Bao.
You haven't seen it? It was in front of Incredibles. If you went to go see Incredibles 2 in theaters, you had to watch the short where this little woman has a little baby dumpling that she makes, and then at the end of it, you watch the dumpling mature and try and move out, and then she just eats him. She just eats the dumpling, and it's horrific. And then it's the reveal of it's her missing her son who left her.
It's her. It's over. It's it's stifling your children's growth. It's cute. Number 25, Zeus is in the movie. That's an Easter egg and a half.
That's a character.
It's a character that plays a role in the movie that drives the plot. No. Did anybody else hate him in this?
26 is just the same one again.
Yeah.
Just Thunderbolt.
26. There, he has a Thunderbolt because he's Zeus.
Cool.
You see. 27 is an Easter egg. There's a tattoo on Thor's back. This is R.I.P. Loki. Because I guess he feels bad that his brother's dead, which he would. Okay.
It's cute. It said R.I.P. Loki, and then it had a little thing with like Natasha and Tony's name on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole list of people he misses or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. I this was the moment in the movie where I was like, oh yeah, Loki. What's he up to? And I was like way more interested in Loki for a second. And I was like, all right, Thor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, Loki should just go to New Asgard and take over.
Honestly, that'd be a great place to take over. Also, we're not forgetting the fact that, he's got Natasha Romanoff tattooed on his back. Do you guys know, across all the movies they've been in together, they've shared one line of dialogue. One singular line of dialogue.
Wow.
And that's it. They've never actually spoken to each other. So I'm glad he misses
off screen. They have a budding relationship, and you just don't. You can't pick up on that in the subtext. Hussin, you're not equipped enough.
Right. My bad.
Yeah.
Right.
28 is just plain fake. It's just a made up thing. When Jane hits these characters, when these characters get hit, gold shoots out of them instead of red gushing blood. And Quentin Tarantino made Kill Bill black and white for a second to get past the censors. So I'll bet it's an homage to Tarantino by making their blood gold to get past the censors. Moving on, number 29, Celestials. Yes, that is an actual Easter egg. Celestials were in the movie for a second. I was like, hey, Celestials, yay.
It doesn't surprise me that there are a couple Celestials hanging out in that city. That seems like their place. Especially considering like every Celestial kind of seems like an asshole in the MCU so far. So
they sure are, yeah. Number 30 is actually also a major one, which I was like, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I can't see everything. Like, I guess, okay, cool. But there's statues in the Hall of Statues of characters that you haven't seen yet, including Lady Death, Infinity, the Living Tribunal, Aeon, and Uatu.
All right, 31, Hemsworth's children. This is fun. Young Hemsworth, or young Thor, is played by both of his sons, and then at the end of the movie, his daughter Love, Gor's orphan child, is played by his daughter. So very excited. I'm honestly really excited to see them on screen together later. That'll be fun if she wants to be an actor.
Are they gonna? Yeah, I would not be surprised if they drop this plot point entirely,
Spider-Woman
style, and we
don't see
the kid
I was very uninterested
again.
in this plot point, and when they teased it at the end, I'm like, cool. How are they going to write this out? I guess they can say she's in Asgardian school or something.
I heard somewhere that apparently Chris Hemsworth was surprised to see that it said Thor will return at the end of the movie.
Yeah, Taika and Chris were very surprised because they weren't. It's not like negotiations have happened or anything like that. They have projects on the way.
Awesome.
That's some great communication from one of the #1 studios in the world. Number 32 references the mid-credits scene, which is just a scene.
Hercules.
We're almost done.
Oh my god! Wait!
Yes, that is actually a thing.
I'm sorry. It skipped a legitimate, easy, slam dunk Easter egg, an actual Easter egg. I thought it was going to be on this list. It's not. They skipped. Hey, and I met a guy named Dwayne, and we're falling in love, and it's Cord with Dwayne the Rock. Dwayne the Rock, and that's hilarious. That's an actual Easter egg.
That is a.
Why didn't they fucking include this on the stupid list?
They didn't get it. They
didn't catch it.
You, Complex.
And they had to. This was written in the car on the way home from the movie theater. So
that should have been that should have been the only thing in your head at the car. I was walking away from the movie thinking about Dwayne the Rock.
Yeah,
I met a guy named Dwayne. So
funny as hell.
So the last one here, 33, the end credits scene. I don't know what.
We didn't say number 32. 32 is that Hercules is in the movie.
Yeah, we said Hercules is in the movie.
All right, that's a big deal. That's a new character.
Sure, that's fair. I mean, it's not an Easter egg, though. It's just Hercules is in the movie.
New characters in the movie. Number 33, yeah.
End credit scene. I think they're just talking about. I don't know if they're what they're specifically referencing here, but I think that could be an Easter egg to Jane coming back as Valkyrie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's what Complex is saying, but that's what I interpreted that as.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's. Can y'all think of? I'm trying to think back to. It's been a couple weeks since I saw Thor: Love and Thunder, so I can't think of any more like specific Easter eggs that are actual Easter eggs.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson was the first one. It's the best one.
I think the Living Tribunal was one that I caught, but they mentioned that on here. So I think there weren't like a lot of Easter eggs in the movie, like actual ones. It was mostly just like jokes, which you know. You don't, again, you don't need Easter eggs to carry your movie.
No.
That's why these lists suck most of the time, is because they need to write them because they get clicks, but there's nothing to say, so you just make shit up. Any final Easter eggs from you two?
Oh, not really. I mean, like, Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder are Easter eggs to the comics, which I thought was kind of fun. But,
and
like,
Norse
they're a
mythology
joke.
past that, but,
Yeah.
you know.
At the end of the movie, he makes pancakes in reference to the dish pancakes that are commonly found on Earth. So I'm trying to make a list like,
Oh, no way.
Man, we could totally make a website like
I didn't
like
catch
this.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, this has been the Easter egg game at Absolutely. Let me know if we missed any Easter eggs. We probably did. You guys will shortly tell us. So tell us.
Oh, for
It'll
sure.
be fun to go through that. Anyway, this has been Absolutely. I'm Dylan. That's Hassan. That is Sal. Catch y'all next time for more fun stuff.